The name of the game today is digital distribution. We're going to get that up and running in today's episode. Welcome back to some more PandaINC and, of course, Software Inc. And we have just hit the alpha stage in developing our digital distribution platform. We're hoping it's going to go well. It's going to be interesting because that is our update team running that job. So we'll have to see whether or not that works out. But if you are interested in seeing how that goes, please stick around. Lots of exciting things to come in this episode. Of course, Zen OS has just recently launched. We are working on a brand new Zen OS coming out soon. Currently in the development stage, and that will be released in March of 2015, if not earlier, because we do have quite a large team working on that. So let's jump in, hit play, and see how they do at developing Zen Play. We're just going to start off with a little bit of a time lapse as they get moving here, but everything so far in our new HQ has seemed to be working pretty well, apart from our security, of course. So we'll see how that goes. I really don't think this will take them very long to get done, but we'll have to see. All right, we have some new furniture unlocked. We have the RGB computer unlocking in 2015, I believe we are currently in. Yes, January of 2015, that has unlocked. I believe this is going to be better than our current ones, but let's have a look. We are currently using the modern computer. This costs a little bit more. Basically, it just boosts the environment a little bit more and also has a higher durability. So I think that's something we definitely want to do. I don't see a reason not to. And the easiest way to go about that is, of course, selecting the entire building, zooming in a little bit here, shift-clicking on a PC, going ahead and selecting furniture types in selected rooms, and as you can see, that should select every single computer that we have in all of our offices, and then we can just basically go ahead and say we want to replace that furniture with the RGB computer. This is going to be expensive. We currently have $53 million in the bank. Let's see how much this hurts our bank account. Actually, not too bad. We still have 53 million in the bank account, so I'm pretty happy about that. That should just be an overall general mood boost, although I actually don't think it's going to increase that much because we already have 200% environment in each of our floors, so that will be fine. But at the very least, we will get a little bit of a boost to our durability on those things, so our maintenance staff and IT staff don't have to work quite so hard. But we'll continue with the development of Zen Play, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, and in saying that, we do have to jump back in for just a second here because we have another person from our AV1 team, which is currently our only team that is not able to have HR management, retired. So we'll go ahead and replace her. Again, really particularly skilled, mostly a programmer, but secondary in design. We can definitely go ahead and get them sorted out and hire a new employee for that. So we need a programmer with secondary skill in design. We want a high salary, and we want them on the AV1 team, and we want them to do system, 2D, and network. And again, we'll prioritize that network just because I know a few people on that team don't have that skill. So we'll go ahead and begin looking, and we should get some pretty decent people in here. They're all basically the same, a little bit lacking in the 2D skill, but everyone has network and system, so that should be fine. I think we can hire basically any of these people. If we go ahead and hire Christine, she's going to be our cheapest option, and honestly, one of our better ones. She's a hypochondriac though, which I'm not super fan of. So potentially Romeo is our best choice here. He is a little bit younger as well, so he'll last a little bit longer and might be able to build up that 2D skill a little bit more. But realistically, we just need the system and network to get this team working. And he's also a fast learner, which is nice. No one will take the elevator with him, but he can take the stairs. That'll be fine. You are officially hired, Romeo. Welcome to the team. We'll just make sure we go ahead and set up your roles. If we come in here to AV1, manage roles, and we can set you to not do artist or service, and you can secondarily do design. That would be perfect. good to go. The other thing that I do want to just quickly check, just in case that we can, I don't think we can, but we'll have a look. If we go to manage employees and look at Chubby Panda, does he have any skill points? No. He is maxed out, unfortunately, so as a leader, he cannot do 3 stars in HR. I really wish that we went for like a little bit of a different system here, maybe 1-star multitasking, 2-star socialization, and 3 stars in HR, but at this point it is what it is, and we can't really get anything else out of him. We do have another print job that we can accept while we're waiting around for stuff to happen, but yeah, jump back into it. Another quick note here, we do have a brand new company that's just come into the market. They are doing a computer operating system with a inspiring creativity person, so we definitely want to get in while this is hot. It's already gone up 193% because I didn't notice it, or because they only just released their product, but we will absolutely go ahead and buy 1.7% of that company for $41,000. I think that is a smart business decision to make. And we can go ahead and throw this down somewhere. Can I make this smaller and still see things? Yeah, just a little bit. If we just do a little bit of rearranging here, we should be able to get this into a place where it's not taking up too much of our screen. That should be fine right there. And we'll keep an eye on that and continue to buy some of their stocks until they get a little bit ridiculous in how much they cost. We have a new retiree, and Panda Palette 11 has just come out, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Misty Car from our post-marketing thing should be absolutely fine. They should get rehired automatically, but we can go ahead and have a look at how we did with Panda Palette 11. Fantastic. We have a outstanding quality product with inspiring creativity. That is what we want to see. We're not going to worry about monitoring this too well. I think it's going to go just fine on its own. And we can just have that running in the background, making us a little bit of money. We are technically making money right now, but it's not a ton. We're about breaking even, to be honest, which I'm not too sad about. I think that's fine. As once we get a little bit more market recognition in our mobile OS, I think that's going to skyrocket pretty quickly. We also have a manufacturing job that we can absolutely go ahead and accept here, and that should be fine. We only need to make 50,000 copies of that, and we can actually... we have the capacity to print 360,000 per month, so we'll definitely get that done by December. And I really wish you could change the way this screen worked, because I want to have this a little bit bigger so that we can actually see things. But yeah, I just wish I could make this the whole width of this window. I don't understand why this is like this, but it is what it is. We'll go ahead and accept another print job there as well and keep it rolling. Oh, so close. Isabel Martin had her creativity narrowed down to 73%, which is unfortunately just ordinary. She is on our operating system team, so we'll go ahead and get her off as a lead designer on that team and see if we can find someone who's just a little bit better at that. In good news though, Zen OS has just released, which is fantastic. We had someone from our post-marketing team retire, not to worry about that. We have brand new Zen OS 2. It is outstanding. It is inspiring. That is absolutely what we want to see. We can go ahead and close this out. I'm not actually sure how we managed to get inspiring on this job, just because, you know, we did have her narrowed down to 70-something%, but that is what it is. We can go in here and try and choose a new lead designer. I'm thinking we maybe want to try, I mean, we could do Dana. She has a chance to be visionary, but it's unlikely. We could give it a go. She's the only one who has the chance to. Obviously, Cruz is going to be our highest chance to get inspiring, but I think I want to take a little bit of a risk here and go for Dana instead, just in the hopes that we get visionary. As soon as he comes down to a narrowed down thing that doesn't include 100%, we'll change him out, but for now, we'll give it a go and see how that turns out. The other thing that we did want to do this episode was potentially hire some more marketing people, because I think we are struggling a little bit with our marketing. You can see this is sparse. That's fair. That only just launched. This is only prominent, and this is only prominent. We really want these to be unavoidable if we can get there. And obviously with this many projects going on, we're going to need more marketing people to get that to happen. So that's definitely something we should consider. Go ahead and buy some more shares. And the other thing we could consider too is if we jump into like PandaGuard here, you can see we are currently marketing all the way from PandaGuard 14, which is fine because that's still technically making us money, right? We made $43,000 last month from PandaGuard 14, but it's taking up a lot of our marketers' time. We really want them to put all of their efforts into like the latest 2 releases. As far as I can tell, there's nowhere to say how many releases to like market for. Eventually, as these stop making money, they will stop marketing them though. So that is something to keep in mind. If we have a look at our teams and we have a look at our marketing teams, we currently have 2 teams on those, and I believe they are both full. I want to say they're both full. Post-marketing and pre-marketing only have 8 people on them actually. So we could potentially, if we come in here and see where they are, pre and post-marketing, if we go in here and select all of the furniture, we can have 16 people on the pre-marketing team, and I believe it's probably going to be the same here. That's actually 19 people on the post-marketing team. So I think we should go ahead and hire some more people on both of those teams. So that was that 16 on pre-marketing? Yes, 16 on pre-marketing. So if we jump into these, go to HR management, we can have these be up to 16. And I think we just max them out. Pre-marketing is probably doing okay, actually, but we'll do it anyway. I mean, it can't hurt to have more than we need, apart from the fact that we're obviously going to be paying their salaries. I think that's a good idea. That way we'll have 32 people in total working on pre-marketing, and then for post-marketing, these guys had a capacity for 19 people, and I think I'm just going to fill every single one of those seats and hope that we get these all up to widespread, or not widespread, unavoidable status, because I think that's going to be very, very beneficial for us in the long run. So we'll see how that goes. I believe they should hire pretty much instantly. Almost. It's going to take them a couple of months to maybe find the people that they need for that. I believe that also sets it for both of them. Yeah. And of course, as we do that, people are going to start to struggle due to noise. And that's just something that we, I think, have to deal with at this point. There's really not much we can do about that. The only maybe thing we can do is like chuck this in here and here. So he's got like a little bit more of a cubicle. But I really don't like how that looks. I think most of the noise is coming from that coffee machine though. So if we do, maybe we actually move this to here instead and say, you block as much noise coming from that coffee machine as you possibly can. Because I believe that's why this person in particular is complaining, but we'll have to see. If we go into you, yeah, it's really not that bad in here. I think it is just when people come and use the coffee machine. So we'll keep an eye on it, but I think that should be okay. Go ahead and continue playing. We did make 4.1 million from ZenOS 2 last month, which is fantastic. Things are making us money. Even Chubby Chords 4 went up a ton, and our update teams are struggling a little bit with the ports, but they'll get there in the end. I think that's mostly because they are also working on Zen Play, which I've put at a 10, which is probably a little bit excessive. If we drop that down to 5, they should do a little bit more of the porting jobs instead. But yeah, we'll jump back into it and see how we go. All right, an employee is having trouble concentrating due to noise. Who is this one? I mean, there's really nothing we can do for this guy. He's just gonna have to sort of deal with it. He's got as much insulation from noise as he possibly can. Again, I imagine this is probably coming from the coffee machine though, so we could potentially try to do something like this, sort of separate it into its own little room. We put up the walls. You can see you can still get in there and use the coffee machine, but it should hopefully block a little bit more of that noise. If we go into you again, you can see it's really not that bad in here. I think it's just because we have multiple employees. So again, we'll keep an eye on it and we'll try to deal with these issues as they come up, but that is going to be what it is. And another print job coming through. So go ahead and accept that. The other thing I wanted to do quickly is, as I was looking at this, you can see these are sort of just going up and then not going up a lot. They're sort of struggling. The marketing team is definitely struggling. And I'm wondering if we go to our post-marketing teams, because that's where they're struggling, and maybe even the pre-marketing teams, and say, you guys can only do one thing at a time. I wonder if this will help us, because that should make them a lot more efficient rather than spreading themselves over literally, like, this already has 2, this has 3, This has 3, like they're doing so many jobs at once. If they can just focus on one at a time, and if we can maybe see which one that is that they're doing. What time do they leave? Post-marketing leaves at 8 p.m. So they've all gone home for the day. We'll go ahead and jump in as soon as they come back in, which is at 4 a.m. and see which one they're doing, and maybe we can see that go up a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient. Can't keep up with support. That is interesting. That is very interesting. Support. That is going to be from Zen OS. I believe our support team is currently only 1 team, so we can definitely go ahead and double that up. But let's have a look at our support team. We only have 6 people hired, so we could probably just increase that number a little bit. And I'm also wondering, the support team does only have 1 task at a time, so that's good. Let's jump in and find our support team. I believe they're on the 3rd floor. And jump in here. So this is S1. How many seats do we have in here? We have 16, so we can absolutely hire some more people for that team as well. Jump into support 1, HR management, and say we want 16 people. We're going to almost triple the size of this team. Actually, we're more than tripling the size of this team, and that should hopefully help us keep up with support. A little bit unfortunate that that happened with Zen OS in particular, but that should take care of that problem. As soon as we get to, I believe it was 4 a.m., people should start coming back in, and we have marketing people joining us. So let's try and figure out which marketing they're doing first. It is not that. It's not PandaGuard. Is it Panda Palette? No, it doesn't look like it's Panda Palette. Is it Cub 3D? It is not Cub 3D. Is it Chubby Chords? It is also not Chubby Chords. I don't know what they're working on. Is there a way to tell what these guys are actually working on? At work, working. If we go to details, can we see anything like which job they're currently doing? I don't believe there's a way to do that. If we go to tasks. Yeah, no, that's not going to show us where that is. They should all really be secondary tasks? No. I really thought there was a way to see what they were working on, but it doesn't look like that is the case. Looks like a meeting is being planned, but we can't see what they're working on. We'll go ahead and have a look at the end of the day, see how we did with all of our marketing efforts, and see if they're a little bit higher overall than anything else that we've been doing. PandaGuard 18 has come out. It is outstanding and inspiring. Marketing is also unavoidable from the get-go, which means that we have definitely done something right. So I'm happy about that. That should go ahead and boost our profits substantially. You can already see we have been making a little bit more money, 6 million, 5 million, 4 million. So that is good. Looks like we have made a good choice by limiting them to 1 task at a time. And of course, I missed the end of the day, but we'll go ahead and check at the end of today how they're doing with their marketing. Looks like Zen OS is still sparse in terms of marketing, which is interesting. I'm not 100% sure why that would be the case. They have a budget of $2 million, so they should be doing that quite aggressively. Definitely be keeping an eye on that. We have been nominated for an award in 3 categories. That is new. Let's go ahead and see what we might have won. Best employer, we should win this almost every single time. Perfect. Best product, fingers crossed. And we do with PandaGuard 18, no surprise. And best designer, that's surprising. Only get 3rd there, but that is for Tanya Cohen, which I don't know what team she's on. Can we see that anywhere? Is that any of these? Does this show us who the lead designer is? Panda Palette, maybe? Yes, Panda Palette with 76% inspiring. So interesting that we got an award for that. Looks like a lot of the other companies don't have a ton of lead designers with a lot of skill, which is very interesting to note. But yeah, interesting indeed. It is 6:11 p.m, so we could probably go ahead and check how our marketing efforts are doing here. These numbers should be about 1/3 of the net, so this looks good. Everything pretty much got done except for PandaGuard 18. PandaGuard 18 did not get finished. Looks like we're stuck on 16. So I think what we're going to have to do is take over 14, 15, and 16 and only market 17 and 18, and then we can just manually cancel these marketing jobs because we clearly don't have the marketing people available to get that to work 100%. The other thing we could consider doing is adding a third marketing team for our post marketing, but I don't think that's something I want to do just yet. Instead, we'll go ahead and cancel the marketing for anything that's not one of the latest 2 things, and we can keep an eye on that and do that manually as we go. So we'll take over these and end those jobs, and I'll go ahead and do that for all of our automations. And that should be good to go. I think honestly we probably should also introduce a third post marketing team because I really don't see them keeping up. We've got so many products at this point and so many versions of those products that I think we are going to require another marketing team. So we'll go ahead and manage teams. We'll call this POM3, add that, copy this color, apply and paste. And we'll basically set this up in the exact same way. I don't know why these guys haven't hired all their people yet. So we want 19 people. They're still hiring. So that is interesting to note as well. We aren't at full capacity and the cohesion hasn't gotten all the way up to 100% yet. So these guys will get better as we go, but I definitely think having these guys only work on one thing at a time is a good idea. So that means we need to go ahead and hire a brand new employee. We want them to be a lead with secondary in service. We'll go for a high salary. We definitely want HR. We definitely want socialization. Multitasking isn't as important, but we'll put it as the third one. Automation we don't care about at all. And we'll go ahead and begin looking and see what we get. So you don't have any marketing. Does anyone have any marketing? You have 2 stars in marketing, 3 stars in HR, 3 stars in socialization, and 1 star in multitasking. I think you are it. Stella Arnold, welcome to the Post Marketing 3 team. Go ahead and hire you. And we will say HR management, you can do basically everything. Actually, we need to set you as a leader first and don't do those 3 things. Service can be secondary. And then we can go ahead and set this HR management up. So role selection is going to be hired for. We really don't need them to do anything other than that. Education amount can be 3, and we can have 2 people out being educated at the same time. Service, I believe this is supposed to be set to 19 people, which is a lot. We have a lot of marketing people right now. 19 people in service. Specializations is going to just be marketing. And we don't want cup holder or forgetful. Salary is going to be high, and that should be set up and ready to go. The only other thing we need to do is adjust that schedule. I wish we could change it in different ways, but that's fine. We'll have them there. And we basically want to decrease everyone's hours by 1 so that they don't overlap when they come into the office. So 3 of our hours throughout the day are going to be empty, but that is fine. We'll just make sure these are all actually the same length, and they are. So they're going to be a little bit sad that they're coming in, at midnight. That's a really sucky shift to do, but they're just going to have to deal with that. And then we can also change their vacation days to be the whole time. And we can offset these a little bit better. Something like that should be fine. They should be happy, they should come in, and only other thing we need to do is make sure that they are assigned to the right room. So switch team to also include Post Marketing 3, and same here. And of course, if we need more marketing teams in the future, we can of course put them, up on these top floors, and that will be absolutely fine. But for now, I'm hoping 3 teams doing 1 job at a time will be able to get through the backlog and get everything marketed the way that we want it to be. So let's go ahead and run it. This is getting there. We'll probably do a review pretty soon, but yeah, apart from that, we're just running this out and seeing what happens. Post Marketing 2 team has retired. That's fine. And nothing particularly interesting apart from those burglars. I definitely want to keep an eye on these guys and see if they make it away with any of our goods. It looks like they are running away immediately. So our security has actually done its job this time, which is fantastic. They went home empty-handed. Love to see it. Let's go ahead and fast forward. We have another employee complaining about the noise, and I believe that's that exact same problem we had before. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing here, sort of close off this coffee machine. The coffee machines are so loud. but that should fix that problem. And again, different office, but same problem. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this for every single office that we have. And I'll be back in just a second. All right, and with all those placed in, we should have less complaints about noise and people being a little bit more effective. The only other thing I wanted to really check on right now is our team cohesion. Looks like our pre and post marketing teams are struggling the most with this. That's because we just added a ton of people to them. And that should increase over time. It also looks like that's the case with our support team. But again, that's because we just added a ton of people. So hopefully over the time we see these going up to 100%, and that should make our teams just that little bit more efficient as well. As we get into the wee hours of the night, I want to go ahead and go through these jobs again, make sure we are getting our marketing done where we need to. It looks like we're getting close, but still not there. Only $688 spent on Zen OS 2. I think that means for the moment, until our marketing teams are better, we need to take over and just market the latest and greatest softwares and OSs that we are running, because these, unfortunately, they do them in order. So they do our oldest ones first rather than our newest ones. I wish this was reversed. Unfortunately, it is not. So we have to go manually and cancel all of the jobs that are for old softwares. And that might hurt our profit margins a little bit, but I think in the long run, it's going to promote our new products so much more heavily that we're going to make so much more money in the long run from it. And yeah, it sort of just is what it is. It's really unfortunate that they do all the old products first. Eventually, once our marketing team reaches a better cohesion and gets more efficient, they shouldn't really have that problem nearly as much. But until that point, that's sort of just what we're going to have to do, unless we want to hire marketing teams for every single product that we have, so that we definitely have the capacity. But yeah, unfortunate, but we'll keep an eye on that and see how they do tomorrow. Because we can't have Zen OS 2 having sparse marketing. That just is wrong. It's our most expensive thing to develop, and yeah, that's not good. We have another noise complaint. You can just deal with it. Honestly, like, you really shouldn't be complaining about the noise. You're in an office. I don't know what to tell you. Apart from putting headphones at everyone's desks, or just the desks of people that are complaining, I really don't know what to do about that. If you guys have any suggestions for that in the comments below, let me know. But until that point, we're just going to have to let you deal with it. It doesn't look like it lasts very long, so I think it's fine. Update 2 team is complaining because other teams are occupying their office. That should not be happening. We have a look at our update teams. Yeah, they've got a pretty decent split there. I don't see why that would be the case. We come down to, where are they? Where are they sitting? Ground floor. Update only has those 2 teams in it, so I don't know why they're complaining. I guess someone stayed late. This shouldn't be an issue for very long. That should disappear almost immediately, as far as I can tell. Looks like that is not the case. They're both in the update 2 team, so they should be fine. I don't understand why we're getting that alert, but that is what it is. Speaking of, it's 11:11 p.m. I want to go ahead and make sure that we are getting these marketing done. It's still not fantastic, but you can see we're already up to widespread, so it's better than it was. It's better than it was. I wish it was... you know what I didn't do? You know what I completely forgot to do that will absolutely 100% solve this problem? Is actually include the post-marketing team in the jobs, because they are currently not included in there and they're just sitting around doing absolutely nothing. So let's get them included, and hopefully that can increase our productivity in that regard, because we have 19 people just sitting around doing absolutely nothing, not telling me that they're not working. And as you can see here, post-marketing 3 is all doing nothing right now, which is not good. We definitely want them to actually be doing things. And yeah, don't forget to include new teams in your stuff, because otherwise nothing's gonna get better. So we'll check that at the end of today. Cub 3D6 has just come out. It is great and inspiring, which is interesting. Interesting that it is not outstanding. I'm not 100% sure why that would be the case, but let's go ahead and have a look at the Cub 3D team. They have 180% that should be fine. If we go ahead and look at the info, they want 5, 9, and 1. And we can go ahead and have a look at this. If we go into, what is this for? Cub 3D. So our 3D teams currently have 5, so 10 programmers and 3 designers. 10 programmers and 6 designers. We should maybe add 1 more designer to that on each team and 1 more programmer. I think that will definitely help with that problem. That's easy enough to do. Go ahead and say you are 6 and you are 4, and that should cover that. We only need 1 artist, so I think the artistry should be fine. But yeah, go ahead and get them up to date. Everyone's hired in these teams as well, and our cohesion is slowly going up. So hopefully at the end of the day, we see a little bit of an improvement there. I still don't know why this is an issue. It really shouldn't be. This is only assigned to update 1 and 2, and they are on completely different schedules. So looks like maybe someone didn't go home. I'm not sure what the case is there. Hopefully we can see that notification disappear pretty quick. There it goes. All right, everyone's happy again. Zen OS 2 is now unavoidable, so it looks like that did do the trick. If we have a look here, it's still really not doing a lot of marketing for these guys. This should be at like $300,000, unless they just stop when it gets to unavoidable, and that's what I'm missing. If you guys know if they stop automatically once they get to unavoidable, let me know in the comments. But yeah, they spent on Cub 3D 6, they spent all of their money, so that should be going up quite substantially. We also need to make sure that we're actually monitoring this because we still have 5 up. So let's go into our releases, Cub 3D 6, and open up the details panel for that instead. Make sure we are monitoring the right thing. There we go. And go ahead and run it. The only other thing that I want to do right this moment is go ahead and hit a review on Zen Play. We should be getting that out very soon, and hopefully we can see this go all the way up to 10 out of 10. And it looks like 9.8. We'll iterate once just because I want this to be absolutely perfect. We're not going to run this very often, and that should be good. Go ahead and iterate on that. This should be assigned, yeah, it's going to be assigned to everyone. That's absolutely fine. And you know what? Why don't we do that? That'll make this go so much faster. We just assign it to everyone. They can do it in between tasks whenever they're not doing stuff. So we'll lower this priority down to a 4. Hopefully that means everyone will do this whenever they don't have something to do on their own projects. We also just released Chubby Chords 5. Let's have a look. It is outstanding and inspiring. That is absolutely what we want to see. Unfortunately, the marketing is sparse so far, but keep an eye on that. This is very much a keep an eye on the marketing episode. We'll see how that goes. But you can see Zen OS is starting to go up. It is widespread, unavoidable on Cub 3D 6, which is great. Looks like we definitely solved some of our marketing problems in this episode. New furniture again. We get iTech PC and a laptop from iTech. Let's go ahead and have a look at those. See if they actually offer us any benefits. Looks like they've got a little bit of noise. Power, yeah, I think we're fine with what we've got right now. I don't think we're going to worry about those too much. They're more of a visual change than anything else. We also have taxes due very, very soon. But our marketing, yeah, looks so much better. Unavoidable, unavoidable, and widespread. Zen OS 2 had a bit of a rocky start with its marketing, so I think that's absolutely fine. They'll eventually get this done, but until that point, it is what it is. Everything should be set up here just fine. Make sure our lead designer is still set perfectly. That should be good. Everyone should be happy, and we can get this Zen Play done very, very soon. Go ahead and order ourselves one more review of this just to make sure that it is working, and we have more people complaining about noise. They can just deal with it. I'm not too concerned about that. Go ahead and check this review. It should be 10 out of 10. Everyone should be happy. And we can go ahead and get this into the beta stage and do some bug fixes before we release it out to the public. Right, we are officially in beta on Zen Play. Let's go ahead and assign this to, again, I think we can just assign this to everyone. Have this be a lower priority and get a whole bunch of bug fixes done for like maybe 1 or 2 months. And then, you know, go ahead and assign that to our support team to deal with once we release it. I really don't think we're actually going to find that many bugs in this. We did quite a decent amount of development on it, so we should be fine. We have officially hit the $100 million milestone. It's taken us a minute, but we got there in the end. I'm so very excited to see this number finally above 100 million. Oh, it was a struggle, but we got there. This game is pretty much done at this point. I mean, we can do whatever we want. We have all of the money in the world. We also have 42 million in stocks, so obviously we've actually been worth more than 100 million for quite a while, but seeing that number in the bank account is fantastic. I'm gonna let this run for a little bit longer, just until I notice that these bugs slow down just a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and get that out to the public, get that updated to the latest tech levels, and call it good. We might even release that at the start of the next day here. And at midnight of April 2016, we are officially going to release Zen Play to the public. Gertrude Mitchell has been narrowed down to 30% to 97%. That's fine. We don't really care about that too much. Go ahead and assign that to our support team. Make sure that we have support for that. And we'll also go ahead and update this with our update teams to the latest tech levels. That shouldn't take too long. And actually, you know what? We'll just assign this to everyone again, just to make sure this gets done as quickly as possible. Move this to the top. I don't know that it makes a huge difference, and we'll give it a priority of 10. That should be fine. I'm also going to make sure the priority on bug fixes for Zen Play is at 10, just so they get those done 100% of the time. And we'll open up our distribution panel, and we can set this to a revenue cut of 1%. This is how I like to start, and slowly over time we'll build this revenue cut up to sort of match our competitors. So they're currently taking, the lowest is 8% all the way up to 25%. I think we'll be okay. Our tech levels are not quite there, but in terms of quality, features, and stability, we are really, really good. And auto signing new platforms, so people should start signing up for this pretty quickly, I hope. We'll see how that goes. That update is done and out the door before lunchtime, and I am happy with that. Let's see how many people we can get onto this platform. Why are people occupying OSM now is struggling with occupied rooms? That shouldn't be the case. We definitely have our schedule set up right. I think that's just people either staying late or just being silly. Yeah, again, OSM 2. I don't understand why they're in the office when they shouldn't be. I don't think there's much we can do about that unless you know a fix for that in the comments. Again, let me know. Also, while you're down there, let me know how the audio sounds on this. I just got myself a brand new microphone, and I personally think it sounds fantastic. I haven't edited this yet, but we'll see. I'm excited. I think the audio quality is going to go up and up from here. So let me know if you like that as well. We have 11 million active users, which is fantastic. Did anyone sign up to our digital distribution platform yet? Not quite. Tech levels, features, and stability are all 100%. Quality is a little bit lacking, but that's just because we put an update team to build it. So we can sort of expect that a little bit. But now that we have some active users, we should start seeing people sign up for the platform, especially because we're offering only a 1% cut of the sales. So that should slowly go up and be another little bit of source of a passive income for us here. The only thing is we have to manually update this every time we want to do some bug fixes, so we'll make sure we do that every now and then. Just assign that to the update team and that should be fine. Again, all these complaints for no reason. Guys, you're in an office. It's going to be loud sometimes. Just deal with it. We've been nominated for 2 out of 4 categories. Best Employer, definitely going to win this one. We didn't actually put down our awards for the last one, so we should also do that. And Best Product, again, with Chubby Chords 5 this time. Fantastic. Let's go into build mode. Jump into our awards, and we get another Platinum Best Product Award. I believe we should give this to the AV team because they have given us the majority of these awards. I think that is only fair that they get one of their Platinum Awards for themselves because they've done so much good work. But in terms of our other awards, chuck all these best products down here. If I could actually place them on the right floor, that would be good. Obviously, this Bronze Award we are absolutely selling because we don't display Bronze Awards. And then the other thing we need to place is our Best Employer Awards, and that just goes into the nearest empty office. So that will be up here. Starting to fill these up slowly but surely. Also, don't know why that is selected. Perfect. Our awards are placed, and everyone should be just that little bit happier with their employment here at PandaINC. Jump back into it, see if we can get our first client for Zen Play That would be fantastic. I just want to see one client. That's all I need. Just one client. The other thing we could potentially do is not put our products on any of the other competitors and force them to use Zen Play. But I don't think we quite have the share for that yet. We do have 27 million active users on that, so that's something, but yeah. Interesting nonetheless. We are keeping up with support. As soon as this update goes out, we should have a little bit less support to deal with because these bugs will have been fixed and they'll stop getting reported from people. But yeah, everything's looking good. Everything's coming up Millhouse. That update is finished. And it looks like that was all of the bugs in that product. So we no longer have to update that unless we want to update tech levels, which is fantastic. Go ahead and accept that. And if we go into digital distribution here and we say update, when we hit update, we have no bugs. Fantastic. That is exactly what we want to see. We just need to keep an eye on our tech levels. Once we hit January of every year, make sure that we go ahead and check on that. Our update team now should be a little bit healthier in terms of the ports as well, so everything should be running pretty smoothly. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit here. We're not going to develop anything brand new just yet. I just want to see one person sign up for our digital distribution platform. Candy Card 19 has been released, which is always good to see. Outstanding and inspiring. Exactly what we want. It's already widespread due to our pre-marketing efforts, so that is nice as well. We'll keep this open just for now to see how this does. And yeah, 2.4 million in the first month. Absolutely fantastic. We are bringing in the money now. It's going well. I'm pretty happy with it. Still no one up for our digital distribution just yet. I think that's mostly because our business reputation isn't there. And yeah, I mean, we have no real way to raise that unless we enable deals, and I don't want to do that at this point. If our digital distribution platform just flops, then it is what it is. You know what? Let's just not automatically put our stuff on all of these other platforms. We'll only put it on Zen Play. Maybe that'll help people sign up. The other thing that we could potentially do, if we go to all software and have a look at releases, Hyperbox 3, right? Visionary, outstanding, 129,000 active users. We can't actually do that for there. Okay. Instead, we go for Document, which is an office software. We have 46,000 active users. If we went for an exclusivity deal, or for a time-limited exclusivity deal for the selected products on our digital store, they would want us to pay $11 million for 6 months. We're definitely not getting that money back in terms of sales for this product, but I'm tempted to give it a go. That's 6 months, $12 million. It'd be our first client on that platform. Could potentially let people, jump on the bandwagon, but I think that's a last-ditch effort if we have to do that. Let's see how we go by just putting our products on our platform. At the very least, it's going to increase our profit margins because we don't have to pay for a cut of other people's distribution platforms, but yeah. Something to keep in mind. We also have burglars. Looks like they went away empty-handed, which is good. And the other thing that I just wanted to look at, we have a brand new company. They are audio, 2D, and 3D, and we can definitely go ahead and buy some of their shares. I think that is absolutely a fine thing to do. They should go up pretty quickly. They just launched their first product. Panda Palette 12 has just come out, which is fantastic, outstanding, inspiring, widespread, good. We like to see it. I assume that we are fine in terms of the amount that we're carrying in stock. I think 250,000 should cover us, even now that we're getting a little bit more popular. You can see our market recognition is going up for these things. Burn operating system is almost at 2 hearts. Antivirus is already at 6 hearts, so we should be making a ton of money on that. But yeah, let's see how this does at the end of the day. All right, new furniture, just another laptop. We don't really care about that. And we did 2.7 million in sales. Looks like, yeah, we only sold 20,000 physical copies and 28,000 digital copies, which we didn't have to pay distribution rights on. I think that is good. If we have a look here, do we see? No, we don't see what we did that for. That is great. I like to see that. 2.7 million. I'm very happy with that result. we look at digital distribution now, distribute other companies' products, auto accept new deals. That should be good. Can we have any updates on this? We can update the 2D tech level. Do that. It is January, so we'll go ahead and get that done ASAP. And again, still nobody signing up for Zen Play, which is definitely unfortunate, but I think it's potentially just because we don't have the market recognition or the business reputation for it. It is what it is. We got a little bit of a market share there by posting our own product. So hopefully as this goes up, we get a little bit more. And yeah, there's really not much we can do about that. Other than like, you know, maybe turning on hosting or something like that. If you guys want me to turn on a couple more deals, I don't think we want to do design, development, support, or marketing, but we could definitely do hosting. At this point, money really isn't an issue, so this would just be a way to increase our business reputation in hopes that the digital distribution would go a little bit better. So if you guys like that idea, let me know in the comments. I might even run a poll just to see if that's a good idea and something you guys want to see, because like I said, the money is just coming in at this point. We don't have to worry about it. 9 million, 8 million, 7 million. We are fine in terms of money, so that might be something we have to do. But with that said, I think now is a good time to wrap up the episode. Next episode, I think we're going to come back and develop another OS potentially. I think that's a good idea. Do we have any like add-ons that we can do for our operating system on the phone? I don't think so. I think the only one that you can do add-ons for is the console with the joystick or something. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll have to investigate that. I think a console would be fun to do in the next episode, so we might get that running. If you like that idea, let me know in the comments down below. Of course, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Consider joining our Discord. The link is in the description as well. And if you would really like to support the channel, please do consider becoming a member of the channel. You get early access to all our videos, a private Discord channel that we can chat in, and priority reply to all your comments, because I love chatting with you guys, especially if you support the channel. If you cannot support the channel, I absolutely do not hold that against you. Best thing you can do, watch the videos, like them, share them with your friends. You know, it's all good fun. But with all that said, until next time, happy building, happy developing. Bye guys.